Hello, everyone. My name is Sean Hansen, and I am the program coordinator and one of the founders for the CU BioEngineering Empowerment Program, CU BEEP for short. Thank you for joining our introduction event. We were hoping to have this be a live event, but given the pandemic and the chaotic nature to the beginning of this semester, we decided that having it be just a pre-recorded version so that you can all kind of check it out on your own time would be a lot better for everyone to get the information that we're going to give. So we apologize about that, and everything we do going forward will, of course, be as live as we can, virtual on Zoom. So that being said, what is BEEP? So as I said, BEEP is the Bioengineering Empowerment Program. And it was a program that was actually started this summer by students at the CU Denver and Anschutz Bioengineering Program. And it's meant to be a student-led, community-oriented kind of grassroots program where we provide connections and resources that our campuses have to be able to create opportunities for high school students to get involved more in STEM and those sorts of fields. So the motivation behind creating BEEP is, first of all, STEM can be really difficult when you do it on your own. And when you're not lucky enough to have a great teacher or a great mentor or a lot of resources that some of us have been really fortunate to have. And there are a lot of great teachers and resources out there, but we just hope to be able to provide even more and to give you access to all the different opportunities that are there. And another big thing, of course, is, with everything that's going on in the world right now, there is this kind of societal revolution going on, and there are huge disparities between the quality of education offered for different students in different places throughout the United States. And we were hoping just to kind of level the playing field and create opportunities to allow everyone to get involved, no matter what sort of background they come from or what resources they have available to them personally at their school or wherever they might be. And that being said, education is an incredible tool for empowerment, because once you have an education, not only are you more capable to go out there and do whatever you set your mind to, but our society deems it as important and gives you this level of your voice being more heard so that you can affect more change. And by creating these educational opportunities, we then empower people to go and create change that they know the best. I don't live in everyone's communities, but you do. And so if we can allow you to have the power to affect greater change, there will be amazing things that come from it. And that was the big motivation behind this. And so that being said, what is bioengineering? And I'm going to pass this off to some of my colleagues, some recent grads actually from our program, Zach and Hen, who can explain that a little more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean, for introducing BEEP and introducing yourself. So when I think about bioengineering, really it's a multidisciplinary field of engineering that allows simply to bridge the gap between what a doctor does and what an engineer does. So it really simplifies the process in being able to translate what you know as an engineer and bring it into the medical field to help the patients that you're serving. So moving into the next slide, these are just going to be a couple different examples once the slide changes. So yeah, so these are a couple of the different disciplines that are involved within bioengineering, whether you're looking at material science and artificial tissues, or fiber optics, or mechanical systems such as prosthetics or artificial limbs. Bioengineering really encompasses a vast variety of fields in order to bring the most successful innovation to the patients. And in the next slide, me and Hender are going to tackle a couple of the different senior design projects and some of the other examples of what we do during your time in the bioengineering program. So Hen, I don't know if you wanted to start off and talk a little bit about some of the projects you've worked on.
So kind of going off of what Zach said, as bioengineering students, we got to experience those different disciplines. So we worked on a project that was called an Insectizooka, which involved a lot of the mechanics and mechanic sides of bioengineering. And we got the opportunity to pretty much make a 3D model and turn it into a prototype. And so we also worked on an IV trainer arm, which incorporated a lot of anatomy and physiology, which was pretty cool. And we also worked on something for point designs, and it was prosthetic finger, and it did a lot of robotics. And so we really got to experience multiple disciplines of engineering, and it was very nice. Zach, do you want to elaborate on some of your projects?
Yeah, so I guess to kind of wrap up what Hen was talking about, again, all these projects are utilizing different engineering disciplines, whether it's electrical with the Insectazuka and building out circuit boards and PCBs to get your machine to run. Fluid dynamics is something that was also done a lot within the IV trainer arm. And with that project, we're really looking at bringing a cheaper, more affordable product to third world countries. And then lastly, for the images on the right, that was with a small startup called Point Designs. And with that project, really the goal of the team was to, again, simplify the geometry of the specific design. And so taking computer aided manufacturing such as SolidWorks or AutoCAD and being able to run simulations and see what forces are interacting on the joints of a finger and seeing how to mechanically design this prototype to be as efficient and as robust and usable as possible.
Well, thank you both for explaining those projects. For me, one thing I would add is I feel like when I was in high school, I couldn't make up my mind on what I wanted to do. I was fascinated by every type of science and engineering and medicine and all these different things. And then here comes this bioengineering program, which combines biology and chemistry and math and physics with coding and robotics and all these different disciplines. And so I didn't have to make up my mind. It's this cool thing. Sometimes you'll hear, you know, you're a jack of all trades, master of none. But as bioengineers, you're a jack of all trades, master of all trades, because you have to know the details of how to do every piece. And of course, you'll find some sort of niche you fall into and some specialty you do. And really, you can get into any field and any industry because the field's growing. But you get to learn about everything, and that's what I think is so awesome about it. So going forward a little bit more, the BEAT program is going to try to provide a lot of different opportunities, but they'll fall for the most part into these three categories. So educational opportunities to kind of expose students to what's out there, what you can do, all the possibilities and the cool things going on in science. Mentorship opportunities to connect you with us, bioengineering students, with faculty, with clinicians, with all sorts of different people, and also provide advice and different resources to help you pursue a college degree. And then the final thing are these additional BEAP incentives. And I'll go into that more, but these are things to help with college applications and to help get into our program or into different college programs to reduce the hurdle that there is, the barriers getting into universities. So to explain these a little bit more in depth, the educational opportunities are going to be, and we already have some this month, but they're diverse events. So we're hoping to do all these sorts of things live and in person once COVID goes away, but currently everything's virtual. So we're doing virtual lab tours, virtual clinic tours, Q&As with clinicians, doctors, charge nurses, things like that. We're going to be doing some interactive activities as we can in an online format, some open-ended design challenges, dialogues, some social events, presentations from professors and grad students, and cool stuff about research. And all of this will be held in a Zoom format. And so this one is pre-recorded. They all will be recorded and posted online in our content section on our webpage. And going forward, we will have the live Zoom parts, which you can register for online. I'll go into that in a little bit. And then we'll send you the Zoom information so that you can join it live and be a part of it. We're hoping to do these every week and possibly maybe a couple in a week or some larger ones on the weekend. And all of this can be found on our website and on our calendar, which is interactive and gives you the registration forms right there. We're also offering weekly tutor and help sessions, which will be every Monday or Wednesday, and they alternate to allow people who maybe couldn't make it on Monday to come to the Wednesday session. These will be led by graduate and undergraduate students in our program who will offer free tutoring. And we'll list the students who will be there and the subjects they're tutoring. But generally math, chemistry, biology will always be there, sometimes physics and different things like that. But it's not just a tutor session. That's why we call them help sessions, is you can also go and field advice and ask questions about college applications, or just go there and hang out and get to learn about science and different things that other people have questions about and stuff like that. And this is all free. All of it is absolutely no cost. And due to capacities in Zoom rooms, they only can have 100 in a room. We do have to have a registration for our events in case we get a lot of interest. So the events themselves will be capped to as many as can be in there. And then once you register online, which is just putting in your name, email, and the event you're interested in, we'll email you the Zoom link and any information that's necessary at least an hour before the event happens. And in the help sessions, we're going to allow 40 people at a time. And we'll have breakout rooms and things like that to kind of break it up and make it easier. And then there will be a wait room for students to be able to join. The events, we ask that you join on time, but the help sessions, you can drop in whenever. If it's full, just wait for a little bit and we'll admit you once you have a second and you can come in and ask some questions. So this is our first month calendar, which you can find an interactive version of on our website. So this Wednesday, of course, is the intro event, which we are doing pre-recorded and it won't run as long, of course. Next week on Monday is our first help session. So feel free to register for that and drop on by. And then that Tuesday, we're offering a Skyridge Medical Center neurology virtual tour with a Q&A with the charge nurse afterwards. So that's going to be interactive. You'll be able to have your questions answered. So please drop on by. And then the week after, I will talk about the current senior design projects for bioengineering. So you can kind of see, if you were to join a program like this, what you'd be building up to and what we're going to have to be working on. And then there's, again, another help session that week. The week after, Hend and Zach, who you've already met, will be joined by Ryan, who are all recent graduates from the bioengineering program. And they'll talk about what it was like to graduate and look for a job during the quarantine, which was crazy. And what it was like to get a job and the interview process and what jobs they got and what they're doing. And then you'll have a little bit of time to talk about interviewing and different cool things like that. And then that Saturday, we're going to have a science social, which is basically a social event with some interactive activities, but it's mainly just an opportunity for everyone to get to know each other, to chat about what you're doing, life, get to know maybe some faculty who come through, get to know us, and just engage in an open dialogue and have a little bit of social time during this crazy quarantine, which I know all of us could definitely use. So the next thing that we're offering is the mentoring and the tutoring and communication. So we're going to have those help sessions, of course, and then that gives you an opportunity to interact with BioE students. We also are offering student liaisons, which are BioE students who are going to work with a handful of individual schools, as well as some who are unassigned who can work with other students. And we don't have the biggest bandwidth, so we can't offer really focused one-on-one mentorship, but what we can do is offer general mentorship and advice and an avenue of more of a personal contact into our school and our program and what we offer. And they can also work with you to help you with custom needs for your STEM club, for classes, and for things like that. In fact, some of the schools we're working with are through a partnership with DPS, and we will be working with some of their teachers to give guidance and provide evaluation for material that they're working on in their classes. And that's something that we can offer as well. If you look on our website, the 9 schools that we have specific liaisons assigned to are listed there. And if you're at one of those schools, please feel free to get a hold of them. They're for students to interact with as well. Actually, that's their main job. And then if you reach out, we have a number of unassigned liaisons who can help people who are from other schools that we aren't currently working with. And down the road, we hope to expand and have more specific liaisons for more schools. We're just opening with this limited bandwidth. But that gives you an opportunity to really connect with the schools on a more one-on-one basis. And there'll be a point of contact for everything we're doing and anything that you might need. Here is my favorite part. So this is stuff that's currently in development, and some of it has been developed. The main thing that we're trying to put together are scholarship opportunities, because college is expensive. And if we can help reduce that barrier, that would help a lot of students be able to pursue degrees in these fields. On top of that, we are trying to put together reduced admission requirements or even guaranteed admission to the program if you meet certain milestones. I'm trying to work with the department. We haven't hammered all this out yet, but creating some sort of certificate program where if you come to a certain amount of events and have a minimum GPA and a couple other things, we can offer you guaranteed admission and other benefits like that. We also can offer letters of recommendation from our staff, but also from any faculty or clinicians that you might work with who get to know you. And those are great not only for our program, but for any school you might apply to. And we're working to put together internship opportunities for high schoolers, not right now because of quarantine, but once that ends, of course. And the department recently actually proposed a grant that hopefully will start next summer for a very expansive internship program that we hope to be able to feed students into to provide a lot of cool lab experience and opportunities like that. And then, as I mentioned, scholarships, that's a huge thing, putting together funding for that. And then another thing is, I don't know if anyone knows about the Colorado or Intel Science Fairs, but if you participate in these, they're pretty prestigious and they look really good on college applications. And so if anyone has any interest in working on projects for these, we can help you by providing the resources. Oftentimes you need lab resources and mentorship and different things that are sometimes difficult to get your hands on as a high schooler, but we can provide that for you. So just reach out to your liaison or to anyone in the program if that interests you and that's something that you need help with. We're also looking to put together other things not on that list. As I said, this program is very like grassroots and dynamic. So if there's anything you'd like to see, we have a comment section on our website. Please suggest it. And we'd love to work with you and create opportunities in the future. So here's our projected timeline for how we're going to roll this all out. And originally when I made the proposal for this program, it was only stage 1, but I had to accommodate for coronavirus, of course. So this first stage is everything that I've currently explained, what we're currently offering this semester. After that, the stage 1B is what we're trying to do once coronavirus is over. So we would like to transition everything we're doing to an in-person format. We'll still have Zoom links and Zoom opportunities for people who can't make it to look at it online, and we'll still record all the content and put it on our website. But we'd like to host events at CU Denver or CU Anschutz, and possibly work with high schools to host some events at the local high schools themselves, where we're doing design activities, where we're doing cool chemistry experiments, where we're having these social activities in person, where we offer in-person lab tours and clinic tours, where we're doing cool 3D printing and circuit building exercises, and we'll provide all of the resources for that. Again, everything will be free. So that's the hope once coronavirus is over, is to take what we're doing and transition it more into that in-person format. Then during this year, the only thing that we might ask of you is to complete a few brief surveys after our events, just so we can keep track of some metrics to prove that this program is being effective. And from that, we're going to try to apply for NIH grants and other sorts of grant opportunities to get more funding to provide scholarships and more opportunities like the internships and things like that in the future. So stage 2 is really taking what we do this first year, building on it, using the results of it to get more funding to then try to create better opportunities for everybody. And so that's down the road, is developing that. And then stage 3 is the dream. That's taking this and giving it to other schools and trying to go to middle schools and get involved with people younger and grow this program from what it currently is. And then more people just have access to it, and it's spread wider and creates more opportunity, which is the goal. So as I've mentioned, and just a note on this, we are being flexible for coronavirus. So we're of course adapting to the new norm. Everything's virtual. We're not doing anything in person. We're not even trying to mess with that. And we also understand, and I'm sure everyone's tired of this word, but it is an unprecedented semester. And so we will try to be flexible with your needs. And we also ask that you be flexible with us. And then we'll try to accommodate whatever you might need during this time. Please just let us know. And everything we'll be doing will be on Zoom. And if you want one-on-one meetings, we can put those together through Zoom as well. And as I mentioned, our help sessions will have breakout rooms to try to maximize our ability to make this work in this online format. With all that being said, I'd like to introduce you to some of the people who you'll be interacting with and who are working with BEAP. So we're all students in the bioengineering program. Some are undergrad, some are doing a BSMS program, some are grad or have graduated. And so I've been talking for a while, and I guess I'll introduce myself a little bit more on like a personal note. I'm a senior in the undergraduate program, and I'm also a beginning master's, kind of starting that concurrently in neuroengineering. I work in a neuroscience lab studying the nature of learning, which is fascinating. Neuroscience is really cool and something that you can get into with bioengineering, which is awesome. I'm a little older, so I went to high school a while ago. I took some time off, and I just want to say that as a note that, you know, you're all high school students, but whatever your path might be, I am sure that it'll work out for you and you will be successful. You can come back after a couple years, you can take some time off. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. If you get it done and you have a PhD when you're in your mid-20s, that's awesome as well. Whatever your path is, it's going to work out. And I actually was born in Colorado, in Denver. I grew up in Louisville. I went to Monarch High School. And I graduated in 2009, so that tells you how old I am. And outside of school and TAing and teaching and being involved in stuff like this, I guess I'm a basic Colorado person. I love nature. I love hiking and climbing 14ers, which are really just grueling, but awesome. And snowboarding and all that sort of stuff. So I just love enjoying what this beautiful state really has to offer. And that's just a bit about me. I'm sure I'll get to know everyone more as this program develops and we get to interact with each other. And I'm really excited. That being said, I'm going to hand it off to Wendy, who is our event coordinator, who helps put together all the amazing event schedules and events that you see and will see as this program unfolds. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean, for that introduction. I'm Wendy Shadler. I was also born in Colorado. I grew up in Parker. I graduated from Chaparral in 2017, and I recently became old enough to drink, so that's been cool. Anyway, like Sean said, I'm the event coordinator. I used to work at a few country clubs growing up and during high school, and I got really involved with banquets and planning events. So that's why I landed here. I am a junior in the bioengineering program, and I love it so far. I started a little weird because I wanted to go into nursing, and I didn't know too much about all of the engineering programs that were offered. So I actually first learned about the bioengineering program through my colleague Malia in one of our math classes that I had to take prereq for nursing. So I found out about it and I was like, wow, that's actually dead on what I want to do with my future. So that's why I kind of got into bioengineering. I have been in an organic chemistry lab that was synthesizing RNA to help fix a muscle disease. It was when I was earlier in college, and it was so far above my head, but it was really cool to experience. I don't currently work in a lab right now. I'm just working at a restaurant, trying to understand all of the college struggles and keeping up with my classes. Other than that, I love playing video games. It's a huge passion of mine. You can catch me gaming if I have free time. I've also been trying to learn guitar because I just really like how it sounds. So it's another thing I've been doing. I also have been forcing myself to enjoy working out more, especially in quarantine. And I mean, the best thing I could probably say through high school is it might be rough, but just, around every cloud, behind every cloud is a rainbow. There we go. You may not see it yet, but high school was really rough for me, but I just kept going. I was like, it's okay. I'll get through it, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with my life, I guess. And then it was a bit of a stumble, but I love where I'm at now, and I'm just happy that I kept going with it. And that's me. Nice to meet you guys.
I will pick it up from there. My name is Malia Rorig, and I am the help session coordinator, which means that I'm picking the tutors that get to help you guys at the tutoring sessions for the help sessions. I am currently a senior in the bioengineering program, and I am in the accelerated master's program. So I'm doing what Sean called the BSMS. I've decided that my MS will be studying the prosthetic limbs and the pain that happens with them, called phantom limb. But I haven't started working in a lab with that yet. What got me into bioengineering? I actually did 2 years at CU Boulder thinking that I wanted to do mechanical engineering, and it was absolutely not what I wanted to do. And my mother actually found this program and was like, you need to transfer now. So I followed my mother's advice, and she was correct. I did want to do that. I am born and raised in Colorado. I was born in Aurora. I went to Overland High School. A passion of mine is dancing. Love going out and dancing, love going to dance classes, or Zumba classes for working out, I suppose. Advice for getting through high school. I can tell you that my high school engineering teacher is the reason that I'm here. She was the one that said, you could do this. So my advice is to have one of your favorite teachers be your mentors. And that is me.
Next. Hi, my name is Murray. I am the finance coordinator. A little bit about my background. I was born in Egypt. I moved from Egypt when I was 13 years old and I started high school here. It was definitely very different. I was very indecisive in high school on what I wanted to do. Like Sean said, all the science and math and all that cool stuff really got to me. And then I thought about joining the medical field and being a doctor, but they didn't have that hands-on building stuff. And I really was interested in that too. So finding out about bioengineering was the perfect product of medical and engineering. So I became a bioengineering or joined the program of bioengineering. I really like how Sean put it. It's like jack of all trades, masters of all trades, because you can talk to electrical engineering, you can talk to mechanical engineers, but you can also talk to doctors, which not a lot of people can do as engineers, and have that bridge that Zach was talking about between engineering and medical. And advice that I would give to high schools, it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. It's totally normal. You just keep going, explore what you have. Like, I think this program is really, really good, and that's a part why I joined it, with all the opportunities it provides. So explore everything and see what you're interested in, and then it will come along. Once you have that aha moment of, yes, that's what I want to do, it will be great, and everything will go from there. Thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Shri, and currently I am a senior in bioengineering in the undergraduate. And a little bit about myself, I was born and raised in India until I was about 10, until I moved here beginning middle school. And to say the least, it was so different from how schooling worked back home. So I got adjusted to everything, and there were so many new opportunities that I never knew were there. I was never a science person. I was always a math person. But after learning more about all the opportunities that my school had related to my high school, Rockingham High School had related to STEM, I saw my interest grow towards STEM fields. And in my junior and senior year of high school, I took a biotechnology course, 2 of them. And the instructor really inspired me to go into research and to look more into biotech / bioengineering fields. And they took us for an open house at the bioengineering program at CU Denver when I was in high school. And that's how I got connected to the bioengineering program. And I decided that this is what I want to do, because the bioengineering program offers such a wide range of opportunities for you to get interested in and then possibly go into. So as Sean was saying at the beginning, you really find your niche among this broad subject. And any research, so currently I am working at the NYKC lab in the Linda Sarnik Institute for Down syndrome. And it is the first academic research established Down syndrome program in the nation. So that's something to be really proud of. But my job there is currently I'm being trained through multiple positions. And I think when I find my favorite one, then I'll grab onto that one. And hobbies. So I love being outdoors. Being in Colorado, it's hard to resist going to the mountains, whether it's hiking or camping, etc. And yeah, those are pretty much most of my hobbies. And my favorite thing about science is that I've always, when I first got into science, I was like, I want to know why this is happening, how it's happening, where, what, like what's the whole picture. And I think that's what really has kept me as a part of this program for so long, because it's definitely, I wouldn't say, science, of course, there's a reason it has a reputation that it's hard. You need to work hard, but once you feel your hook and you grab on, it kind of just flows with you. Yeah, so I hope you guys really get involved with BEEP. This is such a great opportunity for you to really look into what could be your career in the future, and you can connect with us and we can talk with you more. So thank you.
All right, so I'm Kenny. I am a student liaison for North High School this semester, and hopefully next semester too. I am currently a senior in the bioengineering program undergraduate, and with research, I'm mostly working on the computer side of things at home during COVID with Dr. Hunter, a professor you'll probably meet one of your first years here if you decide to come to CU Denver. So I joined bioengineering because it was all the things that I feel all of us love: computers, science, math. And I felt like if I was exposed to everything, I would find my path a little easier. And I think all the professors that we've met along our way have really helped me decide on my future. And so I'll be applying to medical school after this, hopefully. Any hobbies, interests? Let's see. I am like Wendy. I am at home. I play a lot of video games and I watch a lot of TV. Recently picked up reading again, so hopefully I can get through that first book and continue on after that. And so some advice about high school. Let's see. So as a high school student, I was awful. I was not a good student. Straight C's, ditching a lot. And I didn't really think college was the right thing for me because I didn't really enjoy school that much. But towards the end of my senior year, I was hospitalized and I met a resident surgeon, and he explained to me his path going through civil engineering and becoming a surgeon and stuff like that. And I just kind of fell in love with his journey and the way that he hyped up education and the way that he talked about his experiences, becoming a better person, meeting the love of his life, things like that. And so I wanted that for myself. And so I applied to CU Denver May of the year that I got accepted and started school here. And I just want to say that, if you're like me, don't really know what you want to do, don't really have the best grades, it's totally fine. You'll work it out. It's just high school, so don't stress.
Hey guys, my name is Tala Obeid. I am a junior in the biomedical engineering program as an undergraduate. I started off my college career as a biology major on the pre-med track. And if you saw me in high school, I was extremely involved. So I was actually born in Lebanon and I lived there for 13 years. And like we saw with Sheree and Murray, they were also born in other countries. So transferring here as an 8th grader and trying to do a whole different new educational system was a crazy experience, to say the least. And I saw all the opportunities that were found here in America, how many opportunities and clubs there was at schools. I was extremely involved because I just like never had that experience. So I wanted to grab on to everything I could get out of all these experiences. And I wish there was a program like BEEP when I was in high school, because I believe all the clubs that I was involved in helped me and helped my future. But BEEP is a great opportunity to talk to students in college and get more of a upper hand on what you want to pursue in your career. So as I mentioned earlier, started on a pre-med track, and um, in high school I shadowed doctors and I was so sad. I was like, yes, I'm going to be a doctor. This is what I want. Started off my freshman year, yes, I'm going to be a doctor. Finished my first semester and I was like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to be a doctor anymore. And I feel like that's a very common experience for a lot of college students entering college with a set career and a set mindset. And I think you should be flexible with what you decide on and pursuing your dreams, not what your parents want you to do or anything like that. Just pursue what you want to do. I chose biomedical engineering because I love the sciences, math, like all the other students, but I also love the arts. I love drawing. I've done ceramics and sculpting work all throughout high school, and that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. So being able to combine the arts and sciences into one career and one field was something that was extremely appealing to me. Some of my hobbies is I know how to unicycle and Rubik's Cube. So if you guys need entertainment at these sessions, let me know. And once we're back in person, I can definitely bring my Rubik's Cube and unicycle in. We can do a little laughs around. I love weightlifting, hiking, hammocking, anything outdoors. I love the outdoors. We have mountains in Lebanon, but I never got to visit them. But I do miss the ocean a little bit. I am going to be a student liaison for JFK, and I'm also going to be one of your tutors, so you'll get to see me around here and there, and you can definitely contact me with any questions regarding BEEP or school or life or anything.
Hi everyone, I'm Hend, and I'm going to be a General Assistant Coordinator. A bit about me, I'm Palestinian, but I was born and raised in Colorado, so I lived my whole life here. I just go back home to visit. And so I graduated high school early. I never thought I fit into high school really well, so I was like, I just need to get this over with and finish it up. And so I went straight into college and decided to be a chemist. I thought I could make makeup or I know something cool with chemistry, but then realized that I was miserable in chemistry. And so I really appreciated the math and science, and that's kind of how I got into bioengineering. And it's just a perfect mix of the two. Some advice that I would give some high schoolers is really just to take your time and to do something you love, because I've experienced doing something I hate and it's not fun. But yeah, just take your time and really focus on what you are passionate about and what you want to do, and don't really listen to anybody else in that matter. And some of my hobbies is I love weightlifting. I love going outdoors. I'm very family oriented. And so that's just a little bit about me. But BEEP is a great program, and you are honestly off to a good start just listening to this, just getting aware of what's out there and the opportunities available.
Alrighty, and my name is Zach, and I am a General Assistant Coordinator for the BEAT program. So if you have any questions or need help with anything, generally, I'm here to answer and help you with anything. And so like Ken, I recently graduated from the Andrews Medical Campus, and I'm currently a grad student up at Colorado School of Mines, and I work part-time at a small biotech company that works with patients who have severe scoliosis. So being able to directly take what I learned in school and be able to apply that to, you know, an industry job is fantastic. And really the department sets you up for the ability to be able to multitask, be able to communicate with people who may not generally understand what you're talking about with engineering, but having those soft skills is something I definitely learned within the bioengineering program. A bit else about me, especially with quarantine, I'm kind of similar to a lot of people, being able to work out, being able to play video games and watch tons of TV and binge watch everything on Netflix has been a major goal of mine the past 6 months. So that's been great. And as far as advice to what I would give to high schoolers who are kind of transitioning into their next stage, especially with COVID, I know it probably seems like a really tough and strange barrier to overcome joining into a college environment and starting to set yourself up for success that way. But similar to Hend, ignore the haters. There's always going to be people who are doubting what your future plans are. People are going to say, what is bioengineering? Why don't you go study something else like electrical or mechanical? I would say ignore them. If this is a field that you're passionate about and learning more about, you can honestly apply this field to any sector in what you're looking to be successful in. So that's really it about me. I'm an open book, so if you ever have any questions or need anything, please feel free to reach out. We have all of our contact information here. I'll go ahead and pass it on over to Sean.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing and taking your time. Yeah, I first of all want to apologize for not pinning the videos of those who are speaking so that you could see them a little bit better. Not 100% used to the Zoom format yet, so we'll try to do that in the future, but I wanted to acknowledge that. But yeah, as Zach said, list of basically all the liaisons and assistant coordinators are here, and if you go to our website, our Contact Us page has all of their email addresses and contact information. And there's a number of other students who are working with us as tutors and in other capacities as well who aren't listed here. So you'll get to meet a few other bioengineering students as well. That being said, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming, and here's the information on how to join, which I'm sure you've probably already seen, but we have the website. We actually simplified the URL, so it's just engineering.ucdenver.edu/beat, and we did that today, so it's a lot easier. Everything is free. There is no application, but as I mentioned, you will have to register for the events just because we have capacity limits. And then we really want this to be a dynamic program. So if anyone has any suggestions about things they'd like to see, different opportunities that they think would be interesting, please reach out through either our contact form or through a liaison, or reach out to me and we can see if we can put that together for you. We're already working on events for October. So we have some virtual lab tours, a virtual clinic tour. The Society of Women Engineers is going to do a presentation and talk about what they do and women in STEM. And then in November, we have another event put together where Dr. Sharik Walker, who is a PhD, I believe in pulmonary sciences, is going to talk about what it's like to be a Black man in academia in the United States and his personal life experiences and projects he worked on and things like that. So that should be a really cool event as well. And yeah, we'd love to work with you if you have any suggestions, and we'll keep trying to develop some cool opportunities and keep this program rolling. So that being said, again, thank you for coming, and I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you all at future events and working with you and getting to know you, and we can all make something really cool out of this. Have a good one.